Hi YouTube, I just realised that I did not go live. What's up? It's Demonart_4, Demonart What If. I'm just going through some daily stuff. Some things, some bits and bobs. I'm just setting up now so that it automatically starts going live because I just don't... It doesn't happen if I don't do that shit. I've moved all of my streams on Rumble to unlisted, which means you will need a link to access them. My reasoning being, I want to do anything to slow down AI encroaching on my stuff and just stealing what I've drawn, stealing my face, stealing my vocal sensibilities, whatever. How do I make it so that... Because I thought I already went live, since it said the go live button was grayed out, but apparently no. Luckily it's only been like, what, 5 minutes? 7 minutes. So, nothing too much was lost. I was just going over the fact that a lot of my stuff has improved over the past while, and I was recently told by my mum that it's impressive what I do, that I've got like scheduling and stuff. And sometimes I miss that, but considering how I used to be, it's such a big change, such a big development for me. For example, I don't really want to record. For example, I find myself just, cancel. Sorry. I'm completely different now to how I was a few months ago in the sense of my mornings. I have gone from spending my entire morning on Instagram, on YouTube, on something else, on Snapchat, whatever, just wasting my time for like 3 hours from 10 a.m. to now I wake up every day at 9 a.m. I go read a book, a chapter of a book, spend about 10 to 20 minutes doing that, and then I spend another like half an hour just getting ready for the day. Basically until between 9 and 10 I'm just like preparing myself, and I do that every single day. I've now got streams from free every day. As for the amount of time, it's about 2 to 3 hours of a stream, so yeah, just I feel like I've done so much. I can't help but be pleased with myself, and some different perspective on it. Also, since this is a drawing stream, just quickly veering from my point, I thought I'd show something that I'm working a bit on. So this is based on a drawing I'm working on. I've been working on this drawing for about 3 years. Not this specific drawing, but this idea of a drawing for about 3 years. 4 years. Maybe longer. Back when I think I started on it back when I first got Elden Ring. So whenever Elden Ring got released, like add like a year on there maybe. Can't be completely certain. Let me just... I'll grab the image that I originally made from that, because actually, no, I don't think I have the original image. I think I only have screenshots of previous versions. I'll do that, and then I'm going to move on to doing the Ichigo drawing. If you want to see the white version, do ask. Where is it? Screenshots. It might be in screenshots, to be fair, but my screenshots don't know. Oh, no, wait. They do seem to be working. Okay. Let's just give that a moment. But yeah, everything on here is so out of date, man. It's crazy. For now, though, let's just go on to my creations and bring up just what I have access to now that I can show you. So, oh, no, I have the original attempts at a sketch, or one of the first few ones. So this is like an Elden Ring inspired drawing. I took this 2 of my first ever drawings on digital, and I turned them into this. So if we just go through some other pictures, so this is another picture of the sketch I was doing. This is another one, and it's all just me working on what I want to do with it. The hand drawing one is definitely going to change, because I do want the big guy to be fucking massive. That's what I want from him. But you'll notice in the corner that there's one of these, and you also notice that in that first image, he is in fact holding something. That thing that he's holding is... I call it fun achromatic abstraction. I've had this... Damn, it's been a long time. I don't really care what it says on here, because it's incorrect. I imagine. But this drawing was just me experimenting with just not using colours in a drawing. I had a lot of fun with it. Nigel Thornbarrow joke up here. The coins are all Nigel Thornbarrow coins. And absolutely smashing. I was into a guy who was called Smashing back in the day. So that's where that came from. Some chains. Had a lot of fun with these experimenting with these chains. They took me a long fucking time. A goat, because deadfalls and stuff. Some weird, like, laser beams. A futuristic city I tried doing, but then I gave up on the pillar. Or I just stuck to the pillar. This was meant to be like a skin grafting thing. And then some teeth, like a mouth. And a little fishing thing. I remember every step of making this. It's crazy. But yeah, those hands and that device ended up becoming the character that I like, this Elden Ring monster. Again, this design changes a lot later down the line. I mean, if you see from my current rendition of it, if I just try and show that. Massive shoulders. I've gone back to the skinny arms because I realized I didn't really do that. But I had a couple of ideas I kind of kept with. One was keeping it portal focused, but also being able to use portals outside of it. The face ended up having this eye, and I ended up going back to the achromatic arms where they were very skinny and only had like a couple fingers. But you also notice that there's a bird in the image. So if I just bring that drawing up real quick. So my first drawing was like some random Ricky Morty design thing, but my second drawing was this. Don't question the mind of a young me. I was like 15, 14. Just drew this bird. Swag. But yeah. So I basically made this guy into the protagonist of that like little thing. Basically, just imagine playing as this little blue bird that can make its mouth just extend to the bottom of its body. Because that's not its actual mouth. You can see in there that it's different. But yeah, so blue bird with a Glock and some very interesting design choices. For sure. Fighting massive Elden Ring beast with one of its arms can go through time and create 3 renditions of itself, doing 3 separate things. And it's got like portals and chains and shit. I thought it was a really cool idea. So I took a break from it after for a year because I lost all of my stuff a year ago. But now I'm thinking I'm going to go back into it, just experimenting with on that paper. I'm kind of disappointed that I can't use the background because I really like how that background came out. But hopefully by redrawing everything it'll look all a lot nicer. Anywho, now that little bit of yap is over, let's get into the layering. So let's do the skin now. Oh yeah, I was using first color. Yeah. So between these colors, I honestly think that this one is better. I'm gonna probably just put them. You know what? We're gonna grab all of those colors, just put them in the top here, just so we've got some alternates. I imagine it's gonna end up being that I'm gonna keep all these colors and I'm gonna reuse them for other things. So yeah, let's just pop those up there. We've got the purple here, so let's just grab that as well. I'm really pleased about how the fur came out. However, I do think it needs some tweaks. I almost feel like I've got too little. Or too, like it's too spread out, in a way. There's certainly something there. Yeah, let's just put all these colours down. Do I have anything else here? I don't think so, but let's just for the sake of later down the line, let me grab these. Just in case I want to reuse these colours and all that. There's also the red, so I'll have to grab that as well. What was that? There's the flame. And now let's just keep going down. The music that I've been playing has changed quite dramatically because early today I was listening to some Eminem Monster Then I switched over to Beethoven, and now I'm listening to fucking some ancestral Japanese music. But yeah, so I'm just gonna. I might just delete the first color page. Actually, yeah, we're deleting the first color page. So remove there, I guess. Yeah, that works. So now we can make another layer, which we'll choose between what we want to do. So I think the base layer is going to be this, but then for like blushes, we do that. Just things to indicate that that's where like bones would be, muscles would be, that sort of stuff, just to bump that up. Because you're going to have a healthy blush near your cheekbones, depending how high they are. You're going to have a healthy blush around like the chin area. Well, not a healthy blush. It's going to be more of a bone being there, so that's just going to be more tone. And then what else? Around the sides of your head you have stuff. I'm feeling my own head to figure out where these things are. There, we'll figure out. There's the pinko one, right? Yeah. I'll probably cover all of the skin in this. I hope this music doesn't get taken down. I actually quite like it. It's a nice soothing thing in the background while I draw. I chose the wrong colour. Such a different feeling. I think for the tones, I'm going to use the pink. I think that's what I have to do. Because I think this certainly works better for highlights, but I feel like it's a great base layer. Now, I'm not sure about Asian people, but as far as I'm aware, with white fellas, there is going to be a bit of a redness in that in the lips and stuff. Look at my lips, nice and red. So I'll probably just dabble with pink first as the base layer for the lips once I'm done with the face, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'm gonna just take that bit on the inside because oh shit, wait. This feels like I'm not the one drawing sometimes. Forget what some areas are. So between the hair, obviously there's going to be skin. Now, of course, I'm mainly setting these things up because once we're down... Actually, I'll show you something I didn't think about. Let's quickly remove the lines. This is all hair. Well, that isn't, but this is. So pretend I didn't do that. Hey, viewers new people may question it. People who don't know why I'm drawing the way I am may question certain things. But if you've been following along, you know, well, you'll know that I've got base layers that I'm following along with. Oh wait, no, this is. As well as I can. God. I love this, like, this music you'd see, like, just, you'd hear in the middle of, like, fucking Chinatown or something. No, it's something you'd hear in, like, a yakiniku. No, that's not called. Oh, what's it called? It's like bars and stuff. I'll probably have to go through at some point just to cover in the little details that I've missed. I think that's all done. We just got to make sure that the lines we're making for the hair face are all filled in. Because I'm just going to use a fill-in tool. That is why. Just going to do it like... No, let's just do it a bit more rough. Yeah. Do a bit more rough. I can just go back and rub it out if need be. Oh yeah, I heard Hassan Piker and the like. It turns out he shares like nude pictures of fans. They'll send him pictures and then he'll like show it to other people, and he's done it on stream apparently. Didn't know about this information, but I swear to fucking god, everything I learned about this guy, firstly, not of my own volition, but also secondly, fucking always terrible. Why is everything negative about this dude? Why can't he just have at least one appealing trait? Because when he's on like... when he used to be quote-unquote conservative, I don't even know if that's the correct term for it. A frat boy. Some conservative, it's just retarded. He was also still a prick. Actually, for this area, I might just cut it off. Because I have a feeling that it's going to clip through there. Fuck it, I can't actually do that, unfortunately. That's really annoying. I'm going to have to go back through there. Just to make sure. God, the hair is a bit of a mess. I can't lie. Oh, but oh well. I'd love to make everything perfect and line up great. But in the end... as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I'll eventually get to the point where those things might become second nature, or I become comfortable with them. As of now, I shouldn't be worrying about them. Alright. I'm such a big fan of, like, referring to one thing as something else. Alright, now we need to just make sure, basically, that none of this is accidentally skin coloured. Oh, that was actually... Huh. Actually, I'll go up here, just to faintly put some of it, just because the way Korea likes to work with things is they make it a bit more edgier when you do that. Because my brushes naturally have, like, a lower opacity thing, and because it doesn't do a low opacity. Anyway, skin for top of the head, done. Let's do his hands. Do I do colour layers? I think I'm going to do, yeah, a layer of colour first, and then I'll start working on tones. Because otherwise we will be here for way too long. Just out of curiosity, I just want to see this. I definitely prefer the yellow version. I think the yellow is just better for a template. Alright, I kind of don't want to touch the foot because I still don't know what I'm doing with it. Well, it doesn't matter. The rest of the colours are going to be... They're all going to be on separate layers, so I don't have to really worry about it, to be fair. Yeah. I miss this music, can't lie. Has anyone here played Wonder Song? Does anyone play Wonder Song? It's a great game. Highly recommend. It's great for your, like, serene vibes. Felt quite emotional over it. I don't want to feel all the time emotional, but I felt like it did it in a positive way, so I like how that turned out for me. Great game. Great music. Great vibes. It was one of those short games that just kind of... I don't like that. I don't like how that looks. If anyone watched the Sony Expo, I'm curious what games you guys are looking out for. I'm not a big horror guy, but Ill looked really good. It's one of those games I'd definitely be willing to play if it's if it's multiplayer. I'm so fucking down. If it's single player, I might still get it and just play it on stream at some point. Line art is pristine so far. Yeah. I think it's ready to go, so I'm just moving down to colouring now. I'm just going to draw the outlines and then I'm just going to get a bucket tool. I really am hoping that this music doesn't get copyrighted, because I'm vibing with it essentially right now. Ooh, a comic. What's the plot, if you don't mind me asking? Or genre? Is that based on that book? I suppose there's a book like that. Was it where there was like a infinite god or something, and it was trying to find a way to kill itself, so it brought a bunch of people from different timelines as it kept restarting the universe or going throughout a bunch of different versions of the universe? I think that was the plot at least. It was more of a novel, to be fair, the one I'm talking about. That is certainly a cool idea. I'll be honest, I'd love to tell you what it was, what the name was, but that was essentially the premise. I think it was something along the lines of it created the universe for the purpose of finding a way to kill itself because it was the only thing. Something along those lines. What's the debate about? Is it like Reckon or Ragnarok style, or in terms of whether humanity should have been allowed to exist, or some other kind of debate? Maybe why create humanity if we're going to die anyway? I'm just spitting guesses. Oh, I'm realising I made a mistake. Well, that's fucking annoying. Been a while. I'll be able to go back over it. Actually, I just thought of a better question. If you were in that person's position, what would be the philosophical debate you would make? Probably wouldn't debate too crazily. I don't have that many things I would want to debate a god with. Value of life, the man's argument building that nothing is inherently meaningful, and meaning is a process of continuing and sustainment. And I kind of agree with that, Loki. I don't think there is a meaning in life. You find your own value in it, and you work towards it. Otherwise, the only meaning would be just living and reproducing. Because basically all of our functions are designed towards living and reproducing. I'm curious, what is God's side of the argument then, or the representative of God's side of the argument? Also, are you drawing the as a biblically accurate angel, or is it in some way different? Out of curiosity. He's debating with biblically accurate fucking barbanical. Or, is it barbanical? I kind of want to fill in the whole thing now because I'm getting impatient, so let's just do that. metal tap tap. Fun. If you look like just under, you've got the full hair. You're ready to go, but he's not ready to go at all. I need to find a way to tighten my bloody bracelet because it's always hanging off the palm. Or I need to get mad gains. Not quite there yet. I wonder what the meaning of life could be, if there were one. Like, if there's like a true meaning of life that was given to us by something rather than by our own, like, biology and nature, what is the purpose? Are we just like a thought experiment? Could we be like a jar of ants, essentially, that someone's trying to use to create some sort of bioweapon, maybe? No idea. I'm not going too biblical with the art, but I might draw some inspiration as recorded as being passive in its assessment somehow as well. Both expressed in the state and a no. Okay. I'd love to draw for a comic sometime, that'd be kind of fun. I don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm going to engage or do anything, also more gains to fit the truest reasons to get gains isn't to, it's not to look good, it's not to do anything like that, it's not to, you know, get stronger, just to fit the bracelet. Why is God's representative talking with this fella? Does he just happen to be the last human? Was he just like, yeah, we're just going to bring some random dude back to life? Is it an immortal, maybe? The one human who's become immortal, or maybe humans have become immortal? I don't know why, but this thinking about this stuff is making me think of The Legendary Mechanic, if you've ever read that. Great novel. One of the specific areas that they talk about, I don't know if they've reached that point in the comic because I don't really read that one. I don't read the comic, I mainly read the novel. One of the things they have is like a special area where previous universes will put their knowledge and information into, so that the next universe can like live or whatever. And almost always it says some stuff like, oh yeah, your race just ceased to exist by a certain point. I find a lot of the good worksayas are ones that look into like how life will be for an immortal or a being with hundreds of years under its belt, and how they would view races and species and all that jazz at the end of their existence. Because for them everything is going to have an inevitable end, but they won't. So like, what does that look like? What does the end of everything else look like to them? Well, I have to say that entire story is really funny for the ending. They leave it off on one of those you know, choose your own adventure endings, where it's like it's up to your interpretation. but because of that, it's really funny to think about. Keep in mind, the beginning of the plot is essentially this guy gets like fucking heavenly retributed. He gets shocked by lightning, and then presumably like a couple months later, maybe a couple years later, he reappears with an army of robots. Just out of the blue. I wonder how his parents take it. Just all of their son's being dead, like as a burning corpse, and then reappears with like an army of robots. Fucking Mecha Godzilla behind him. Every once in a while, souls brought here to make an argument. If their argument based on some request, God likes it, grants it. Plus, nobody's ever really good at starting out draw you can. Yeah. I try. I don't really know how I'd get in contact with those people. But that is a cool notion. I definitely would read that like argument novel. If maybe I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Go off with my appeal. What was the name? Do I remember enough of the plot? Short novel about. God-like being who takes in, who brings in souls of creatures to find out how to kill it. What the fuck is this? What? No, I want the novel. God Killer by Hannah Kant. It's definitely not that. It's an old book. I'd be pretty traumatized as a parent if my child appeared with a bunch of after being with her, but I'm highly dissociative, so I'm probably not. Fair play. Oh goodness, I remember I was watching a YouTube video, that's where I found it, but I'm not looking for my entire, YouTube history for that stuff. Maybe in the future I'll look for it. To my knowledge, it was just a short novel. Oh goodness. Oh well. Okay. I don't quite think that they were able to ask him if he'd like some tea, considering he appeared in space or something after like a massive rift. I haven't read the ending of that novel in a long time. Yeah, the dude's basically a god at that point. Although now that I think about it, they might have actually done that shit where you know how like all these manga and stuff, they always do that nonsense where, oh yeah, he's an orphan and this and that. I know why they do it. It's a hassle to deal with more characters, but then you forget wherever or not happens and can't make a proper judgment on other things. It's a good novel though. I feel kind of iffy about the manga style. I feel like the artist was so-so. Also, the way that they drew him was really fucking weird, because he's called Old Black. Like, one of his nicknames, if you look onto his wiki page, I call, like, when if someone were to ask me what his name is, I don't remember his real name anymore, because I just call him Old Black, or Old Zhao, or Black Zhao or something. But because his hair was black, and he wore black clothing, but they drew him with white hair, and he almost never wore black clothing, so I don't know why he's called Old, if he's going to get called Old Man Black anymore. Yeah, absolutely more manageable. It's why I'm thinking about some manga or shows, books I've read and stuff, and almost always you find when they've got lots of characters and they've gone on for really long, if it's the same cast over and over again, they end up missing like a bunch of stuff, and then or they just move group to group to group to group. I'm mainly thinking of like the big three anime for that one. Bleach, is generally good with it, but it certainly does move on eventually, just simply because he's in a higher echelon of people, and then even if there are like appearances in the manga, Naruto has a really poor side cast. I can't lie. Like it's got a good side cast where it's like the top like 3, like 10 maybe characters, but then for anything outside of that, they do a really poor job. I'm thinking of Neji's death. I'm thinking of how they treated Rock Lee, that sort of stuff. One Piece, really fucking long, really drawn out. So obviously they can't just focus on the same people. They're going to different islands. Obviously the cast changes. To be fair, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of this as someone who I've only written fan fictions before, but is it really that hard to work with just one group of people always, and still find that manageable? Is it not hard because you're switching through characters, and not just sticking to one main integral group? I guess you can't really stick to one unless the book is just like that. To have a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I need to finish. Colour the man all white because I don't currently want to deal with facial expressions until much later. Rocky's condition. Fair play. When I think of all white characters, I always think of Zangetsu, obviously, considering I just drew Ichigo. I think there's also this book about a goblin. Not like a normal book. It is quite a difficult... It's like called Demon Monster or something. I've got on my phone, surely. But there's a creature in it, which is like... It's the embodiment of something. There's also like demons and devils in it. But he's like pure white. I definitely... I really wish they did more of Rock Lee. I feel like Rock Lee would have been a way more interesting main character than Naruto. I know that's a pretty common sentiment, or pretty odd sentiment. I don't know, it's kind of half and half from what I've seen. But like the more I think of it, of stuff from Rock Lee's perspective, the more I think, it'd be a fun little thing. Like, imagine if there was like a side novel or something for Naruto that was just called Rock Lee. Focused in on how he experienced the war, how he experienced going through everything and training, and his master's death. I can't lie, Jiraiya's death was really impactful, but at the same time, I kind of feel like if Rock Lee was the main character and Might Guy was the sensei, I feel like it would hit even harder. Like, Rock Lee gets to see the peak of what someone down his route can see, and has like a goal to aspire to, but also that like massive traumatic loss. Whereas Jiraiya got all but off screen. I still can't believe fucking Neji didn't... Why did he just... I don't understand when people walk in front of the attack. Why not just push the other guy out of the way if you've got all that fucking time? If you were to eventually publish, let me get off this, publish that book, how would you go about it? Would you, or manga, or comic, whatever, would you want to like have a certain amount of issues done? Or do you want it like all done before you even attempt? Only seems more valuable because you've been drawn to more novelty. The main character trope does get a bit tedious and repetitive. Yeah. The main thing, I think, yeah, he's definitely novel, but also a big reason why I really like Rock Lee is because he embodies early Naruto's message way more than Naruto, given that he is just a normal dude who's just focused on training and physically struggles with using chakra, whereas Naruto is Ninja Jesus. Well, one of two Ninja Jesus. Actually, what is Jesus's? Did Jesus have a kid? Actually, don't know. Fair play. There's a lot of things for websites, aren't there? So it probably wouldn't be too hard to set up a website. Oh, I was going to look for that book. Shit, what's it called? What was a Is it in my library? Oh goodness. Ah yeah, it's called Demon's Virtue. Great book. It's not one of those like quickly become strong sort of stories. It is genuinely a random goblin who gets the ideas. Looking forward to how this is going to look when I'm done. I truly am. I think I'm going to do two of these. There's going to be one that's above the hair, which is going to be the right side, and there's going to be one that's below the hair. Let's do below the hair first. Fuck it. First we'll grab this. Oh god. I'm gonna have to do so much effort to just bring back stuff. I also need one that's above this, which is going to be white, for the sole purpose of making sure that these bones are like that. Probably should make them a little bit greyish. Technically Jesus did have a kid because apparently the Trinity is one, so God had a son. Paradoxically, the son had himself. Very good. I meant more so, did Jesus / God have like a child while he was on the earthly plane, you know? If Jesus, yeah. Yeah. I'm not a religious channel, so I'm not going to go off on like whether I think he would. I do think Jesus was definitely a real person. I'm just questioning if that person who may or may not have been a god did in fact have a, like, I don't think, did he have a spouse? I have no idea. From the perspective of him being God, it would be kind of weird, I guess, for him to have a kid. And to have a spouse, since he's, you know, we're all his creations, which in a sense means that we're kind of all his kids, which means like there's some oddness there, but also he did make himself into a human, and thus technically he's not quote unquote, he's like he is God and isn't God at the same time during that time, because he's like still is God, but he's got like human natures because he's also a human. I'm confusing myself with the way I'm saying this. Point being, like, would that person have had a child? I mean, if he's made himself into a human and made himself have all the functions of a human, considering he can die, then who's to say he wouldn't have also had, like, lust? But then he wouldn't have acted on it, which means he would have had to wait till marriage and all that. But would he have done that? Would he have had the time? I don't feel like he would, but then again, this is the past, where they're having kids much younger. Am I religious? No, not personally. I have lots of religious friends, lots of Christian. I've got some Muslim. I've got a decent enough variety, but I myself, I wouldn't quite say I'm on the fence, but I wouldn't quite say I'm like. No. Yeah. I'm too skeptical. Every time I think about it, I think I've said this before on my channel somewhere, but for me, thinking is a lot like I'm having a conversation with lots of people, so if I end up almost debating the religion in my head, and it just, I don't know, it could very well be real, but I am not. I'm too skeptical to like devout myself to something. Got any markets in your panel? Hold on. What is my channel? My channel's not doesn't have the most professional email. I'll check if I've got it on my thing. Is it on my YouTube channel? I'll just give you my like more professional sounding email because the email I use for YouTube is a bit less professional. It's o_banks@icloud.com if you want to just send that over. I should probably make like a YouTube specific email, but I'm not doing that. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, there seems to be a patch there. Face mode, space open. Hold on one second, let me just fill this in. I think it's more explain itself about needing more of your input to sustain itself. Yeah, that's probably more accurate, yeah. I feel like you need like a certain level of belief, which I just struggle with for all of them. I certainly think Christianity would probably be the most appealing religion to be into, or to be part of. But, yeah. As I said, just... Also, the notion of there being something that is supernatural also brings a bit of hope to the idea that, you know, there could be something more, which is always a very appealing idea to me. Hold on, let me check if on... Oh, something weird just happened. My chat keeps resetting. Do I have it just in my thing? Okay, it doesn't... I think before I start putting my email in my chat, because then it's just going to be out there on the internet and just available, I'm going to probably make... Yeah, I'm going to make an email at some point, specifically for YouTube. I've just never considered it. If maybe you have like a Twitter account or an Instagram, and where I can like check out a picture of it, that could be how I see it for now, but... Just trying to think through stuff from the perspective of a quote-unquote... That doesn't feel like the right terminology for it.
but I guess someone who is presenting themselves in the public, in a public domain. I'd give you my Twitter to DM it to me, but my Twitter account got suspended, and I still don't know why, because they won't respond to me. You know, I could just put my Instagram in the chat. Actually, that might be the way to go. Having a guiding hand makes almost impossible. Ah, okay. If you just in maybe this evening, maybe in like a couple days. Alright. I've got that email thing sorted. I'm just trying to think things through. Oh shit. That's what I wanted. Twitch is a task force, not streaming. What? Twitch is a task force, not a streaming service. I'm so confused. That is my dog, not a cat. I don't personally use Twitch too frequently. I use it to watch one guy. Other than that, I don't use that at all. Why does it have multiple layers of clothing? How frustrating. Feed you a cat? You cat? Good morning. Yeah, wait a second longer. Where's your hoof? Did you have hoof? Can you go get it? Yeah, go get it. What name have I assigned? She's called Fia. No, I wasn't calling Fia. Where's your hoof? Go find it. Yeah. Where is it? Is it that? Go that way. Stop going for my underwear. Go. It's downstairs. Go downstairs. Go get your hoof. Not there. I chose Fear and my brain didn't think through it properly, so I chose it. Because, I just realised I may have messed this up. Fuck. Unless. No, it's not gonna work. Ah. So the reason I'm getting frustrated is because basically for Ichigo's outfit, the original version of this outfit before I'm editing it for the what if that I'm working on, basically is it in extras? Yeah. you'll notice it has like a secondary white. Why did I get the white flap from? Why have I added a white flap? No, I added it from this, didn't I? Yeah. So in this form, it has the like. I could just fill in this entire area with white and just say it's that part, but then it just feels wrong. I think I'll spend a couple more minutes thinking about it. Either I cover up the lines, I basically remove all the lines I've done already, cover it with white, and then add, make it so that little gap over there is in a dark blue. Let's just keep going. I draw a lot of bleach. I think on digital, this is my main big. I have drawn JoJo's. Hold on. If you're asking for JoJo's, give me a second. I haven't drawn a crazy amount, but I've done 2 things on digital for it. Which doesn't feel like a lot, but then I realised I haven't actually done that many drawings on digital. Where is it? That's Naruto and Fairy Tail, so not that one. That is a person, and I'm not going to show their image. But I did do this, if that counts as JoJo's. A bit of both. I used something called Chaos Gacha, which is essentially a randomizer CYOA, Choose Your Own Adventure sort of thing. And the character I made was meant to be like a alternate version of Ichigo, as a there was a pathway for the CYOA. It's the original protagonist sort of idea, a changed fate, which I felt like was the best option because it gives me the best rewards. And essentially this is like Ichigo, but not Ichigo. He originally had black hair, and then as he got other properties, he got other stuff. But yeah, got the whole transgender flag. Okay, man. Yeah, true. But, well, doesn't the transgender flag have white in it? Whatever. I basically took the entire hair thing from this version of Josuke. But yeah. Basically, Ichigo changed fate, but it's not actually Ichigo because it's just a straight up different dude who's a Yakuza member and ends up getting the Pendragon DNA mixed into his whole shebang, so it gets a bit of blonde in there. Did you get... Where's your hoof? Theo. Where's your pig? Where's your hoof? Where are they? I'm just thinking what a common theme is for like a lot of the drawings I do. I've got Pokemon, I had a little phase where I was reading through the Sonic Archie comics where I've just made a bunch of variants of characters as Sonic characters. My picture, which I use for both of my accounts, or all of my main accounts, is Black Star from Soul Eater as a hedgehog or a Mobian. I'll check it out. I've got a couple of others of those. I've done some Invincible. I'm fucking invincible. What a bad joke. Naruto. Oh, I did like a redraw of an arcane image. I think I made her nose a bit big, but I was pretty pleased how this came out. That was a while ago. I don't think this is the finished version, because no, it might be. Maybe it is. Yeah, I think it is. I did a Club Penguin version as well. I did this sort of art style. I was gonna make like a massive picture like this with like a couple more dudes who look like this, each like different colours. Didn't end up finishing that because I lost all of my files of stuff when I was gonna do that. The dragon from Lego Ninjago. Did a couple pictures of that. Does have an Akatsuki though. They do have vibes. I wouldn't quite call them Akatsuki level if we consider that they came from the motherfucker. What, I forget his name, but the Star Clan essentially all comes from a connection, to my knowledge, to that. The guy who kept turning people into infernals. Thank you. So, I don't know, I can never feel like they have that much aura. I drew like Isagi as some Pokemon evolutions. I tried doing some Pokemon evolutions a while back. I think on one of my pages this might be my YouTube one, this is Shinra as a Mobian shark. I got to the part in the... I was reading through the Archie comics, and they get to a part where they're in an underwater city with some orange fish girl. And I just saw how the shark dude was drawn, and I was like, I'm going to take that and do this. Shiro Rancher now as well. What else is there? So random. My entire art stuff is just all random as shit. Oh yeah, I said that I did another JoJo's thing. I made a stand, and someone was doing like an event. This is from a few years back, so it's a little bit poorly drawn, I would say, from now. But yeah. I was part of a thing where they're making like Smash Bros things. You know how they've got like Smash Bros logo? Anyway. I also did that for an OC I did as well. I fully copied the pose for the OC, I won't lie, but oh well. I'd definitely be really willing to redraw that stand, okay. Do I have anything else that's JoJo's or Bleach that I'm not thinking of? Oh yeah, for an NHA fanfic, I did a drawing for that. That's somewhere on my channel that's been there for years. I realise now, looking back on it, that arm is way too short. Naruto, random cat, fake cat thing, some MHA stuff. I've got Percival, ex Machamp. Did some fusions. I don't draw very character-inspired drawings. It's chill, you can take inspiration. Obviously, don't do this, it's not very creative. I mean, I would say the reverse is true. The fact that most of my drawings are inspired by something makes it feel a little bit less creative, because I've already been given a template. I've been given a power system, I've been given a character, I've been given, like, general characteristics. It feels like it's a bit more of a step above to do things more creatively. Like, I've got a couple things that are creative, but so much of it is just other things. I've got quite a few things where I've just straight up drawn a character directly from a show as well. You know, this is a drawing I did of the character from that novel. Don't ask me any of the ways this guy worked, but these are like the two images I had of it. Had like a mouth in its stomach, I think. It's only when I'm like drawing a novel character that I feel like I'm being creative, to be fair. Or when I'm drawing something completely unique. Oh shit. Hold on, my poster's ripping apart.
Give me 1 second. Choose on the page. It didn't come through. So it was just taking its time, but no, the link didn't go through. If you like cut it up, maybe that'll help. Like don't put the HTTPS in and .com because that might be the error. Also, it could very well just be YouTube Studio as a method of showing me stuff, just acting up. I just pull up the stream. It doesn't come up when I look on the actual video itself. Back to my A grade suffering while I. Hi. Yeah, how you doing? Moody. Okay. That should hopefully make that work well. But we'll see down the line. Are those all the white bits? I think I should also do the fluff on the behind.
I do use a bit of ballpoint a lot of the time. Inking. Yeah, I mean, it is fairly straightforward, to be fair. For digital, the main thing that becomes a problem with inking is simply the pressure and the fact that because you're working on a... Essentially, you're drawing on an uneven, like, bent wall. It, like, it feels weird to draw at this angle most of the time. So it makes, like, straight lines hard. But that makes making, like, I don't know, scribbles doesn't feel too hard though. But as someone who mostly draws, because I only really draw digital when I want to draw something big, when I want to, like, I want to take my time on it, I want to make it super detailed and all this other stuff. That's when I go from traditional to that. If digital is like my big piece, then ballpoint is like my mind map in a sense. I lost what I was my point in what I was saying, like midway through that sentence. I can't lie. It felt really weird to draw when I first started doing digital. I remember doing like a drawing for my friend. He had a sister who like did a lot of digital drawing, so apparently, you know, she had access to digital drawing a lot earlier than I did. And I was like, I think I'd just gotten into digital drawing, and apparently he wasn't the biggest fan of what I drew. I was doing a character for like a novel he was writing, and essentially it just ended up super just odd. But then again, I was also not as good at like poses or whatever else, which I certainly think I've gotten better on. I think the best thing for improving art is definitely two things. One is tutorials, just find a bunch of tutorials, but also the other thing is use a bunch of different mediums, because I feel like different mediums help you figure out what like the problems you have are. Like I feel like if you spend all your time doing ballpoint, line work it's gonna seem weird when people tell you, oh yeah, I need to work on my line art and stuff like that. I don't know, it felt weird to me at least. Oh, it hasn't gone through at all. I can't see it. I think you have to post it not as like the full link, but maybe like a cut out section of it, and I can just fill in the blanks. Okay, have I done the whole thing now? Please don't fill the entire thing. Wonderful. Okay. And now finally, I think I need to just fill in... I want to fill this in, but at the same time, I have that. I think I should just... I think this part's going to be really tedious, so I'm going to actively try and shorten down the time.
one big thing I think digital has over everything else is just it's so much easier to color things in by just having the fill function. What the fuck? I mean, fair play. Okay, better way to do it then is, and this is what happened with heads, is just search up whatever practice is most connected to that thing. Like, I think the most common way to create a head is like, it's the circle with a circle and then circle thing and whatever it's called. There's a specific name for the certain type of head. Basically, just search up that kind of head and then find like a written tutorial on it. I don't know if I'm giving advice on this, but yeah. Really weird comparison, but I think it's pretty apt for my channel, but there's a fan fiction that like displays the way I'm describing art really well in terms of language, where you can perceive and understand stories in so many more ways by just knowing another language. Like, think Greek, for example. Ancient Greek had like, I think it was like 10, maybe more words for different kinds of love. They had a bunch of different words for different kinds of love, and I actually think that's why people think that Greeks were so gay, because they didn't understand that when we translate it, we don't fully convey that stuff. So just by knowing ancient Greek, you can have like a whole new way to express your love for someone. I feel like it's the same with art. But yeah, then the fanfic was a Harry Potter fanfic where the guy had like instant language understanding. So he basically just learned a bunch of different esoteric languages and just started understanding a bunch of different things. It was a fun book, but I don't know if it's continuing. Low-key. A lot of the fanfics I read be like that. It's still not there, man. Unfortunately. I think it's just not possible through YouTube. I will make an email for it at some point, and then just, when I do, just send it through. Or whenever if you find my account again, or if you see it pop up on my phone. No, I'm pretty sure you are subscribed, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so just, I'll probably do it by the end of the day. I have no real reason not to, but you never know. With the TISM and the DHD, there is a genuinely high chance that I'll just, maybe not forget, but rather I'll just get so distracted that I'll just not do it. Now that I've said it so many times, that it's fairly cemented in my memory, so I will aim to make that new thing. I hope you do get though why I am doing that. At first I did say it, but then I realised, you know, maybe I shouldn't make it super, like, just use what my email I use for pretty much everything for this as well. Some of it's arrogance in terms of, you know, people might watch more, but, and then I get lots of messages, but also it's just, it's then it's on a public platform, it's a public domain and all that. Oh goodness. Have I mentioned that I find this a complete fucking hassle to do this sort of stuff? I don't have.
Oh, I see it now. Right. Ooh, holy shit, that's cool. Okay. Now I'm looking at it now. That's really fucking cool. I like that a lot. Maybe get a typesetter, but Oju. No. I mean, it looks great. This is page 4, so I don't really know the context of what's behind it. But it's pretty damn cool. I really like that. Is this God talking, or is this one of the humans who's been brought back as a soul? Or I guess the Ori. Kind of curious what this white light here is. Is that like all of the souls gathering up? Is that just like a galaxy in the background? I'll open it on the side just for when you respond, because I'm, what, like a minute behind or something? God's talking. These beings are one of the three beings responsible for creation next to God itself. So showing them how to turn here. Alright. Hey, I can't lie. It looks fire. I certainly think that's one of those things where I would read like the first bit, 2 not 1. Got you. So one being's like an eye and one's like a... Is it like multiple eyes? Hold on. Yeah, like a crushed planet of eye, like with eye things on it and rings. Looks really cool. It looks very, it does feel very biblically accurate. I feel like I'm looking at Mega Barbonicle.
I have a feeling if you were to publish that, like, if you can keep up that pace and that sort of writing, I for sure think that you'd have something where you would definitely draw in readers. Readers. Personally, I have quite a bit to read, so for me it's like, if I can't get attracted to it in like the first 3 chapters, I'm probably going to drop it. But I can't imagine after that sort of really cool looking explanation and visual feeling that way. Alright. I feel if I finish it, it might be part of some niche, which might be a good thing. I look forward to Burn Bear art, I think, to be on the all I hope for you is that you don't get one of the really weird niche communities. If it were to become niche, that's all I hope for you as a fellow artist, a fellow connoisseur of books and such. I really hope that doesn't happen to you. Because on the one hand side, you'll have a very fervent... You have a lot of people that want to read your stuff all the time. On the other hand side, you'll have those people. If you know, you know. Right, I think that's all the white. Although I might be being a bit extra about it, considering I'm currently... One of the guys I watch, called JPDT, his community's really fucking weird, man. And that's because they're all made up of quote-unquote niche communities. They're not really niche, but they certainly think they're niche. Or at least I would have thought they were niche like a few years ago, but now they're just a dime a dozen. I mean, I know how to fix what I've done, but it's a pain. It's a pain to see it, you know. I'm an unlucky wanker. Oof. I refuse to believe people when they say they're unlucky. One, because I've been reading a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind recently, which makes me realise, or at least, if anything it says is true, what you think and what you let into your mind can affect others and also yourself greatly. But also, I know motherfuckers have called themselves really unlucky, and then this bastard pulls like the best hand after hand in like every card game or anything that's luck based. They're there. I get that. I get the weird kind of niche. I believe in you. I'm sure you won't. You'll get like, I don't know. You'll get the power scalers. That'd be kind of funny to be fair, but maybe you'll get the kind of people who are into like classical literature. That'd be nice, I think. To be fair, I don't really interact with that many people who are into classical literature. It's kind of just me, myself, and I with that sort of thing. I completely agree. When I said about the artist thing, I completely agree with that. When I said that, I felt uncomfortable saying it. I don't know what it is about calling yourself an artist, but you never feel like you're ready. But if you never say it, then I don't know, when will you? Is it just for people who make money off of art? Is it just for people who are good enough at art? Got to ask you a question, those sorts of questions to yourself. Because if it is like that, then all those fucking musicians who call themselves artists, I don't know, it's going to start to feel like they really are artists, but also for some of them, but also for the other ones, it's going to be like, okay, maybe you shouldn't call yourself that. Yeah, I'm not doing it this time. I can't be bothered. Okay. Let's just bring it all the way. Alright. 1, 2, 3. You can see all the locations where I've had to edit stuff. God damn it. Because as I've been drawing, I basically just put white down for wherever I think that I shouldn't have ... color. There is a way to get around it, and I will be doing that eventually, but not right now. Anyone thinks the brain what power scaler is stealing a sneak would be the I have no enemies vagabond berserk and hunger. It's going to be very easy to go around. Yeah, I like me a bit of power scaling, but I'm not. Sometimes when you see these power scales, it's just like, okay, shut up. This franchise does not need that nonsense, you know? No, you really... Yeah. Although, there's always the case that maybe I think I'm not, but I really am. Goodness, I hope I'm not though. Alright, for this area, I think I'm just gonna use this because, oh my god, that's gonna be hell otherwise. Oh wait, no, this is all... It's true, shadow and lightning is hard to nail, especially shadow to nail. I am not touching lighting yet on this at all. Can't lie. I think, yeah, I have to agree that picking out a light source is quite easy. Usually you know where your character's going to be facing, or your person. Was it I think the lower part was going to be white. Was it?
if it was. Ah, shit. Okay, I need to have the colour of that in white in a bit. I'm starting to question why I made this layer. No, it's meant to go on top of everything, so it does make sense, but whatever. I feel like you could do really good cover pieces, like cover arts. It'd be interesting to see one of those from you. There's just something about the way you drew those eyes that just, I don't know, just popped me. Ghost Rider comes to mind, but I'm not quite certain if that rocks the way you draw the best. Not fully. I don't know. That'd be up to you, for sure. Well, whoever hires you as well. Probably fit in this entire area. Fuck. I definitely need to start drawing more buildings over the coming days, or coming weeks or whatever, since I'm going to be... It's getting closer and closer to September, which is when I'm going back to uni. Stressful to think about. So I won't. Too much at least. Also, in terms of, since I was talking about fan bases earlier, I think objectively the worst one is whatever the fan base of Gachi Akuta is. They were terrible. The fact that they bullied her off multiple platforms, or at least one platform, and just were such dickheads who pretended that they were the ones in charge of the source material was atrocious. It pissed me off. Never. It's like everything she did was never good enough for them. And they basically threw away that person over a single tweet where she found it funny that someone was making like a budget cosplay and used leaks for one of her characters. Crazy people. For my friend's novel, the thing he did was he made like a bunch of numbered creatures. I forget what I think the reason why they're like that in the story is because they were like the thing that gave people powers, or they were the thing that part of people who had powers. Maybe something like that. It didn't make any sense for most of the chapters he made,
and it was meant to be something for later down the line, you could do that sort of thing where you're using the cover art to reference stuff later down the line. Who knows? But yeah, I definitely agree on the Disturbed for that. It's just so goofy as well. Like, they can't... Ugh. One of the things they were harping on about is representation. They got it, and then that person tried to, like, just laughed at a joke, and they got so pissy. I can't lie, thinking of those crowds, if I were that, if I were the creator of Gachakuta, I'd just give up. Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of annoyed now that I never bought her book. I read like the first chapter while I was in a store, and I didn't buy it because I wanted to like get like several issues or something. I wanted to get the first one, it just was never there. And then I hear about how like popular it's gotten. It's quite ironic. Because the more I read books and the more they end up becoming like popular, the weirder I feel. It makes me feel even older. Oh, you were reading this like a month ago? Well, yeah, now it has an anime, and now it has a whole fan base that are connected specifically to just the anime. And it has this and it has that. I'm like, bro, what? I swear I only read Kagurabachi a week ago, and it went for its whole thing of having memes made about it for its inconsistent power scaling and this and that. It's like, damn man, I ain't even touched it in like months. Or some random romance anime I touched upon. Or romance manga I touched upon gets turned to an anime. Crazy. It feels so weird to see this colour now. This with colour now. Hi again, Fee. How you doing? No, you're not behind me anymore. God damn it. Oh yeah, out of curiosity, did you see the video I made on that demo for the game Stone Machia? I wanted to ask about opinions of people who watched it, because, you know, no one's in the live stream.
if you have. Because I'm definitely considering getting it, but I'm just questioning whether it's something worth actually streaming. I missed something. Oh god, where is it? I don't know. What's there? And there. Oh yeah, shoot. Completely blew that part off. Didn't see it. Okay. Fair enough. I just played the demo for a game called, Stone Machia. It's essentially Elden Ring but with chess pieces. Since you play chess. Maybe that's interesting to you. In that case, I'll probably just stream it anyway. It was a really fun play, I can't lie. The start was kind of iffy because they have this like semi-tutorial phase, but because you haven't had time to experience being weak, feeling strong almost feels wrong. But when you're like, I don't know, when you're doing the early stuff, it's good fun. Oh god. There's gonna be so much I have to go over. Somewhat starting to regret the white lights. But a very hoardy art style. I mean, there's no real reasons to not get it other than just the fact that, you know, it's just a bit of money that I have to spend. I think it's 10 quid or 15 quid right now, which I'm willing to spend. I'm just very paranoid about money, unfortunately, which means that I take way too long to decide whether I should go for something or not. I really like it. They've got like a bunch of Latin in it as well, which can't describe why, but it just hearing Latin, just I don't know. It's so great. It feels great to hear. Okay. I mean, technically the colours are done now. Like, technically I've already done all the base stuff. Because I already set up pretty much everything. It's not that many colours. But now, I have to go through everything over again. Let's just work piece by piece then. Swallow all of that up. Group, quick group. Stuff with cover up the body. I'll grab a bigger brush and just fill in that. Nope, bad idea. That's not how I want to do this. Just pop it like that. Oh no, I still didn't do it how I wanted. Oh shit. Let's just... There we go, that's how I want it. Just in case I ever want to do anything else with these colours and like experiment, just means that I can redo this but without damaging the rest. Time to switch over to make another one, because I think that's like the main... Most of the lines were just covering up that stuff, I think. I'll just check if there's anything I missed. Oops. Switch back. Just make sure all of that stuff is filled in. Sure, I can't just remove this layer. Alright, and then tap that, go to the second cover up. Alright. The clothes are done, I think. Maybe a couple things I'm missing. But that's for future me to worry about, and not for current me to worry about. So instead, we're going to move over to... I think the only thing I need to do is just fill in this area with white, in case I want to do a background, which I probably will. And then fill in bits of orange, and then we move on to the tones. Which I'll probably do as a layer above the fill-in, so I don't have to do what I just did again and again and again. So it should just be the cover-up base, so I'll just go back here. Oop. Whoops, didn't see that. It's going together, yeah. I'm really pleased with how this is turning out. It's been a solid couple of hours of work. Where is it then? Where's this white coming from? What? I have no idea where this is coming from then. Is it on the base outfit? No. It has to be the... Oh, it is. Okay, so it is from the... I guess I just missed wherever that's from. That's fine now. Okay. No, I need to fill in this layer, so I'm just going to literally just make a coloured layer, or grab the white one. Just grab the white one and just fill this entire area with white, because I forgot that I was going to have that be the case. Okay, so I just need to fill in these areas. Finally. Wonderful. Base colours are check. There is this flame, but it's going to mostly be like hues and low opacity stuff, so I'm not going to bother put it as a solid colour layer. I'm kind of curious. How does this look if I just remove all of the lines? This is like one of those minimalist fucking... If you remember the era of all the minimalist drawings of every anime character? Kind of reminds me of that. Why do the eyes look more like eyeshadow? Oh. Put a note down real quick for myself. Solid
Still haven't forced something to put on his feet. Still no idea what's going to go there, but oh well. Gotta keep moving. What time is it? It's 5:20. Oh shit. How long have we been streaming for? 2 hours and 15. I don't want to rely fully on just motivation and being in the right spot, so what the fuck is that? Yeah, I do like them. I wanted to put a Wally West one up in my room because I thought Mobius chair Wally West was really cool back in the day. He still is, but that was my reasoning. What would be a good background color? Do I draw outside on my animations? Yeah. I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. I've done like photorealistic drawings of people in the past. I've done things just from my head. Some stuff is like not too far off from anime or animations, being stuff like I drew this about a while back. It's really shit because I did it very roughly for an Assassin's Creed based on Robin Hood. But it's a video game, so it's not too far off from animations. I did a frog from Magic the Gathering, if that counts. Berta, wise extrapolates. I made a deck on her, and I think the first live stream I did coming back was me building the deck for her. So I drew this like right before it, which was good fun. I've done self-portraits, which look so-so. But yeah, that was kind of based off of art style I was trying to replicate from Arcane, so not sure if that counts too well. Novels, D&D. I did this, which is a half animation, half not. It's got Tron. It's got like ancient debris sort of thing, but basically Elden Ring style, and then it's got like wooden mechanical stuff. You shall not pass. Yes. That entire deck is that premise of like make a bomb and throw it at everyone. Make a bomb and it's everyone's problem now. It's a fun deck, to be fair. Unfortunately, manga, manhwas and stuff will come under anime, because then I'd show stuff. I've obviously got the Elden Ring inspired thing, but that's also... all the designs are personal, it's just in Elden Ring inspired, which is what this is. That was really fun to make. I didn't realise I had the full art still. I can't lie. Again, I lost everything, sorry. This is just me looking for stuff. This is based on a Roblox character I have. I just did a quick sketch of that a long time ago. I'm still pretty sure I've got almost the exact same thing still. What else? More comics with Gambit and one of Arthur. If you don't have arachnophobia, I did Spider. I forget what kind of spider this is, but I drew a spider. That's fun. That was fun. I made it into a Spider-Man. It looks so-so. I really like the Last Stand design for Spider-Man. So it's basically just a recolor of Last Stand Spider-Man. I remember doing the brick wall and realizing I did it all incorrectly. Got more stuff like that with... I made the Godbuster armor from Iron Man. More Spider-Man. I was in a bit of Spider-Man phase after thingy. The Miles Morales animated show, so I don't know if that quite counts. I was making this as a character for like an... If you've heard of the video game Octopath Traveler, he was meant to be inspired by that somewhat, eventually. I had like a bigger picture, but I don't think I have a screenshot of it, which means it's not here anymore, and it doesn't exist. I am like one step away from breaking out into anger over the fact that I lost all my shit. I can't lie. I've got a couple things that aren't animated that are also based on like... A lot of the stuff I have is based on something. I think the biggest thing that I have that isn't based on something is this. No, hold on, different picture. This and this. I did those as an art project from Shadows of a Shell or a Bone. I think it was a shell, not a bone. Was it? Shit, what was it? I'm in between now. I'm pretty sure it was a Shadow of a Bone now. I'm not fully certain. Okay. It was a fun little experiment. Awkward and surrealism. Let me check it out. Let me close this real quick. Make sure that's saved. Need to figure out a background for that. For that Ichigo drawing. Let me bring up your... Whoa. Okay, you are an artist, by the way. I want you to know this. Holy shit. I don't know, I'm leaning over to look at that. I'm just gonna... Oh no, I do have to. That's really cool. I don't think you like drawing birds or planes, though. That's all I'll say about this. Otherwise, really, really nice way of drawing like muscles and stuff. I don't imagine that this is a self-portrait for some reason. Sneaking suspicion. Really good though. Red, I'll test that. I need to think about what colour I want to pop the most on it. I might try... You know what, I might go... I might just use the red that I used as an accent. Might be the way to go. Like a pinkish red. That way it kind of looks like it's fitting in with the thing next to it. Book at all, but alright, don't bleach my fist. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm just thinking about, because I want to add words in this since I want to use this image eventually for my bleach what ifs. Just thought might as well go for it now. Where's the text? I feel for that, yeah. That's valid. I mean, crows are meant to represent death and all that. So it could just be as simple as you get a lot of inspiration from maybe not people dying, but from darker tendencies. What is the font that he uses? What is the font? Genuinely. That is not a picture by Tite Kubo. I refuse to believe that. Yeah. I like the way Tito uses negative space, but I don't think I'm quite Kubo level right just yet. I don't know what's wrong with my internet right the past couple of days. It's just been fucking dead. I'm assuming that this one's meant to be... This is the US, this is the EU. Largest mango market is France, outside of Japan. For real? It makes a lot of sense why things like Whack Food are like so big. Oh yeah, I want something like Death and Vision. I want that. What font did Kubo use in Death in Vision 64? For real? ITC Avant-Garde Gothic. Is that part of I use? ITC. Oh, I don't mean that like you have specific reasoning for them, like consciously. It could be like a It's like a subconscious. You don't quite know it, but it is there underneath. Fair enough. I think I go Franklin Gothic heavy for now. Okay, well if he does it personally, I might try and do mine personally at some point. I want it to be bigger though. Maybe 200? Save? Oh, that's what I want. It still feels like it's too small. I can't lie. I guess I go bigger. If in doubt, just make that shit bigger. Let's go 300 just to be excessive. I can't go to 300? Hold on, what? I knew it! I knew you were lying to me, little bastard. I think that's going to be perfect, actually. I remember saving someone who does, like, magazine covers and stuff, saving how he did captioning. So I think next stream, that's probably what I'm going to do. This is going to be the placeholder for now. Oh no. I think I fucking broke the app. Hmm. What if instead of doing it at the top, I do it at the bottom and have it so that the K comes out through the middle of his arms? You know what? We're going to stop using this fucking tool because it's clearly not working very well for making it so my thing works ever more. Side by side, having it pass through him with no way. Shaping these two rivers together. My thought process was like this. It's just that the vector layer automatically puts it to the very top. So I will need to like drag it down and all that. God, everything's breaking. Yeah. So something maybe a bit higher. Like that should be perfect. And then I just switch back. I think I have to bring it down by maybe a 10. I think it's still legible, so I think it's fine if I just leave it as is. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I'm moving a layer below. I just realised. Okay, hold on. I'll grab this again. I didn't realise. I thought my thing was just lagging like crazy. I've literally never done typesetting in my life, so it's going to be an experience for sure. I kind of like the fact that it's broken, but I'll give it a second more. I think that might be the way to go. I might just leave it as this for now. Give that a quick save. Now I just need to go along the edges and clean up everything that's sticking out. It looks like it's just... I don't actually know where this white's coming from. Let's just go over with a tool for rubbing it out. Obviously there's going to be issues with the white, considering I was working on white before and now I'm not. Don't have to reach that just yet. I'm still not sure what I'm doing with this. I really am not. I feel like I should... Hi? I think I should just fill in this area with white. I think that's the way to go. My dog's whining at me, so I'm probably going to head downstairs to sort her out when I end stream. Ugh. Yeah, I know.
Hi. Hello. Yeah. Hi. Do you want to come up on my lap? Come on. Oh. Come on. Come on. Oh, look at it. Hello. Okay, now I feel like I have to fill in this area as well. It feels a bit like wrong to do this, but I don't like it. I don't like filling that in with white. Yeah, I'm taking that back. I think I'm just gonna... remove this whole area. I'm gonna make this whole thing white now. I've decided I don't like it. It has to be, unfortunately. It's really annoying. I have to go back over that, but what can you do? We all make it. We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. I'm too lazy. I don't want to go in and out, in and out, in and out. So I'm just gonna go straight white. It's going to look better and it's going to look more like how I want, I feel. She's also just a bit needy. Hello? Yeah, hi. White there. She's watching over everything, making sure it happens. Yeah. I can't use my... I'm not left-handed, but sure for you. Can I have my arm back? Goddamn needy dog. Yes, it's Theo, we know. You're very cute. We all adore you. Everyone adores you. It's hard to draw with my other hand, but gotta do what you gotta do when the pup is there. If you have dogs or a dog, you can't, I assume you'll get what I mean, but they get so big. It feels weird. It's like, when did you get that large? I don't know, you were just a baby, like 3 weeks ago. You were just a baby yesterday. And now look at you. All old. That almost went very badly. Now we switch over from solid to this. Where is it? Cover up. I don't think this is an additional cover up. Yeah, most of this shouldn't be additional, but I'll check anyway. I know that these are, for sure. I think she actually hates me. She's forcing me to draw with my left hand. Hey, maybe I'll become ambidextrous. It'll just happen at some point. I transform into someone who's ambidextrous all of a sudden. That's fun. And then I need to remove this. That should be on the first cover-up layer, I believe. Yes. Vic, 1 second. Can I just quickly... Oh, sorry. I just need to do a big line. Yeah. Someone almost in the house. Oh, someone next door going into their house and you need to know. why they're doing that, don't you? Okay, you can come back. Yeah, there we go. I have a feeling the reason why she really likes being in my arms is because when we first got her and we were going back on the long car drive, I think it was like a 5-hour car drive. She spent almost the entire time in my arms because obviously my mum couldn't hold on to her. We actually bought her for my mum. Like, we got her because my mum wanted a dog, not because I wanted a dog. And now she's attached to me. And I can't lie, I'm a bit attached as well. So I can't complain too much. Shit. Okay. Hold on. Let me just... Now we can switch over to pink, using pink instead. Okay. It's not quite done, but I think it's ready now. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it as a JPEG, and I finally have a new image that I can use for the rest of my what ifs. Save as JPEG image. Is JPEG better or PNG, have you found? I think PNG is better for preserving quality, if I remember correctly. Okay. Cool. Now let's just out of curiosity, I want to see something now. Because my computer is struggling with understanding how stuff works. So I'm just curious how it's going to make it look when I turn it to a PNG. Car that causes fate. Yes. Such a long car ride. How does it look? Okay, it's actually using the right colours. It won't change if I zoom in or anything, right? No. Okay. Cool, that never happens. Well, yeah. Hopefully I can get out of that what if soon. I'm still just scrounging my way through the work. Let me remove my camera real quick. I'm scrounging my way through what was it? Yes, through going through my recordings and editing it, because I'm basically rewriting the entire story as I go along. It's a bit of a hassle, but that's all you gotta do. I'm realizing that a lot of my content in the past, like a majority of it, was just me going just purely noises is about 30% of it, 40% of it. I understand now fully why people... I remember seeing comments saying, great ideas, terrible execution, and I have to agree, forcing myself to go for it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end stream there, just because, bit under the 3-hour mark, because I've got to sort her out, and so on and so forth. But yeah. I hope to see you in a future stream, and just like, I want to see more pictures of your stuff, because that looks really nice. I can do sketches, I can do simplicity, but I haven't touched like a full-on photorealistic thing in a while, or even just that certain grimy, realistic in a dark sense sort of art, I guess thriller art style. I would love, honestly, this is going to sound really random, but I would love to see your art, but with, as per my name, the characters from Demonata, because my name is based on a book series I loved when I was a kid called Demonata. Actually, before we continue, let me grab that book. Oh, there we go. I'll show it to you in a sec. I have them on my shelf This might not be the best one to show for it, but I like it. It's going to be number 10. Let me just switch to camera. It's this book, or one of this book series, The Demonata by Darren Shan. This one, Hell's Heroes. I think it'd be super interesting to see your stuff in this art style. What time do I stream? I'm trying to stream every day at 3 p.m. I'm going to start in September, so you've got a couple months. I'm going to start doing streams a bit later. So around 5 p.m. 6 p.m. because uni ends for me at 5 p.m. But yeah, for now, it's going to be that one. It's been so long since I read this book. It's an old book. If you look at the bottom there, it's got a couple different pages of stuff. I don't actually know who the artist of this is. Oh no, it says here, Dominic Harmon. But yeah, great book. Actually, I need to go into my attic at some point and find the rest. Anywho, so I will see you in my next stream if you are there, or anyone else in my next stream as well. Hopefully I can get that stuff done, and I'll probably be doing, I don't actually know what my next stream's going to be. It might be another art one. It should be. I do want to do detail for that at some point. Don't know if it's going to be my next stream or not. I don't know. Anyway, I'll think about that when I'm off stream. Oh, actually, tomorrow Mood Swings, a card game I bought from Magic the Gathering Secret Lair, is coming, so I'll probably do a stream where I just go through it and yap about Magic the Gathering or watch a Magic the Gathering video. That's probably what I'm going to do next time. Anyway, see ya. Have a good one.